Needed that. Can you guys hear me now? Cool. Hey, Mage. Ugh. Okay, so first it went live without me wanting to go live. I had just opened up Streamlabs. Then Streamlabs crashed. Apparently you guys had got... While it was crashed, it was still broadcasting. So I tried to change any settings, and my whole screen just goes black. Then I open up OBS back again, or Streamlabs back again. Works fine. I don't even know. It's magic. I give up. But yes, we are doing the AEUG today. And where are you stuck on Dark History? It is like stupid easy. Just don't stand anywhere near them. You belong to me, Sakuryu Inakuta mo... What? Hello, hey Airlift, how's things? Hey Nicholas. Alright, yeah. So wait, it's actually using my correct settings this time. So I'm gonna say something and hit enter in chat. Can you tell me if you hear them at about the same time that you see it? Alright, you guys ready? Now. That's a lot better than it was last week. It was like 40 seconds or something. Ooh. That is not bad. Yeah, it's gonna be at least a little bit behind because YouTube's kind of garbage like that. But I have a couple of YouTube techs looking at my account right now because I had some issues with I've been having issues with uploading stuff for about a week and a half now. So I've been talking to some people at YouTube, and they said they would take a look at it, and hopefully they're fixing things. So, should we do Amuro first and, like, finish up the Amuro route, the Amuro joins AEG route? Or should we do, like, Slagger and make Slagger survive the war? Or, you know, have Lala survive in the Sayla campaign? But I'm glad the latency is at least a little bit better than usual. I don't know when I'll do Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Maybe after this, maybe if I get some spare time sometime this week. As far as Gunpla I want to get right now, that would be none, because I literally have a closet full of it, and it's kind of a problem. But, you know, it's not really Gunpla if you don't have your body weight in it, if not a little bit more. But yeah, I have a Gelgoog Jaeger I was working on, and like I opened up the box, I pulled off all the runners, and then stopped. So probably what I'm gonna be working on next time I get some time. But I've been pretty busy this week. So, Amuro? Do we want to do Deha, or should we go, like, OG Gundam? Or, Hyper Hammer. Hyper Hammer. In Zoid, the only thing that makes Zoids better than Gundam is the fact that there's a caterpillar, and they consider it a real thing.
Yes, I am. I'm ready.
I forget what it's called, but I really enjoy the caterpillar, and then the tortoise that's basically just a giant artillery cannon.
All right, let's go.
Okay, and these are Titan's Nemos, by the way. Oops. But we have explosive softballs. Alright, come on, Capricorn, I want to kill you. Somehow I hit him with the ball and it knocked his shield off. Oh, Emma's here today. Not quick enough, Emma. Yeah, that's kind of the point, is the Kel is supposed to be the, like, GM2 that the Titans used before it actually used it. Oh, we only had to kill Emma. Interesting. Well, it was probably a bar thing, wasn't it? Yeah, that's kind of what the Kel was for. Also, 100% evasion rate because I took no damage. Yep, I am truly Amuro. Yeah, now we could use the Mark II if we wanted to. Let's go with the Mark II just for funsies. We'll use the Hyper Bazooka this time because I haven't used it before. Well, haven't used it in a little while.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
You clearly didn't watch the last stream if you don't think that was an improvement. That was real. Oh, god damn it, it's this one. So this is what I was talking about with the Rick Diaz. Like, I hate this version of it. It's the clay bazooka version where, like, it's the explosive shell. So if you're far enough away, it explodes. Okay. Again, this Marasai pilot needs a promotion, because that dude is good. Seriously, how do you have so much HP?
Feeling immense pressure. What kind of pilot is he? Lieutenant Amuro! It's dangerous.
It's not a special ability that reloads its gun. So it uses actually a magazine or a E-pack. Also, we kick with the bazooka out. That is cool. But yeah, it uses an E-pack instead of having to recharge. So if you're careful, you can be incredibly dangerous with the thing. I think there's a couple of things that let you manually reload, don't they, from the 1 Year War? Yeah. I don't remember there being anything special in Dark History except for not letting anyone die. I'm gonna turn the desktop audio down a little bit because it's kind of loud for me.
I'm coming back.
Oh, that's because for some reason it's on 60%. Good. Yeah, honestly what I would suggest you do is don't go to them, let them come to you. On that level. Yeah, for Dark History, just let them come to you and hit them as they come to you. I know there's a time limit, but if you hit just in groups, like move everyone out, kill somebody with each unit, if you can, and then you can hit them in groups, that works too, but if you're not like stupid overpowered,
This is what Earth's gravity feels like.
it's better to just play defensively.
Camille, pay attention.
These Marasais have a lot more HP than usual. I gotta swear.
You got my way.
Yeah, so you see how I'm out of ammo? Oh, just reloaded. Easy peasy. I totally missed that one.
Did I do it? You.
I somehow hit that one. By recon, do you mean Reconquista?
You got my way. Take that. Damn it, what's that?
Yeah, you don't want to pay, you know, $400 for a model that's half the size of the other ones, so you can do a thing that only people in Japan are allowed to do. Oh, and it's also going to take, you know, a year and a half to get to you, so you don't even remember you bought it by the time you get it.
I won't let you bring this guy down.
Bro, Zamia's in this one?
What is it? It feels dangerous.
I know we didn't really talk about it, but it's totally Camille's sister, yo.
Is she a cyber mutant?
That mobile suit is no match for this gal plan.
Camille, back off.
They let the sky down. Crushed my brother and my parents. Oh, what is this enemy?
Oh, it's not really a level thing. It's, most of your suits should probably be unicorn stuff. And, like, just pump everything you can into attack. And give them as much energy as you can, and hopefully they can dodge good enough. Make sure all of your pilots have good overall stats, but that's not nearly as important. I wouldn't suggest using custom units, though, just because, as is tradition with SD Gundam games, custom characters are just weaker than everyone else.
The guy is falling. No.
Yeah, so apparently Emma's still part of the Titans in this one. She never has a reason to defect.
Coming back.
Then again, she probably wasn't there for, like, the 30 bunch incident, because if I'd have to guess, I think with Amuro's help and more support from the central body of the White Base, I think probably the 30 bunch never happened, or not 30 bunch,
All right.
yeah, it was
heading
30
out.
bunch. The original gas bombing, or gassing of the colony, that the AUG find out about.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Oh. Yeah, I'll use the Hyakushiki next time. You know, Char's not really in this one, so it's not as, he doesn't quite have the unit he needs. Also, I do love how my shot's apparently home.
Go down.
Except for there.
How's that?
So for some reason, Apple and Roberto are the wingman for Amuro?
We have to attack them at once. They're going
Yeah.
to try to escape in shuttles. Stop the launch and capture the AEUG mobile suits.
This is bad timing.
Not bad, the reactor quick.
You're reacting quickly. Stabs the Rick Diaz in the shoulder.
You got my way. Go down.
Well, yeah, they're not named, so they're generic people. Yeah. So... yep, it was Appley. Thank you very much. But, so the custom characters start with stats about 100. Most of the, like, main characters or important characters from the show start with stats that range around 200 to 300. Plus, they have better growth dynamics.
1 minute to lift off.
So, by using a custom character, you've actually weakened yourself. Which is really annoying because they, like, make that a feature, but it's garbage. Highest level doesn't necessarily mean best stats. Because people like Amuro and Camille will have awakenings up around 400 by about level 10. Which, if your character doesn't have awakening, then you just hit less than everyone else does.
I'm an ally. What are you doing?
Oh, Char is here. And I shot him, because he's Char.
You got my way.
Well,
I'll get you. Take that.
well, yeah. If you want to use custom characters, use custom characters. It doesn't really matter. They are just weaker. It's just how it is. But don't worry about it too much. Like,
4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah.
Ready, go!
Yeah, overall level isn't what matters, like, at all.
How's that?
So just the overall level, your growth is less than everyone else. So usually about level 20, a normal pilot is better than a custom pilot. It's just
I'm
how it
coming
is.
back.
Yeah, you can get certain broken abilities on custom characters, which is kind of useful in Overworld. But in Genesis, they're always set. And they're set generally with generic abilities, which kind of suck. But just keep trying, and eventually you'll figure it out. I don't remember having too much issue after I found out you just can't have anyone die. So what you should do is try to take out as many of the cocoons as you can before the turn A spawns. And then when the turn A spawns, you just want to pile up on it and kill it if you can. I had Neo Zeon at the time, and I just kind of stuck it.
Is it you?
I had the Neo Zeon at the time, and I just kind of stuck it in the middle of everyone because Psycho Shards was so freaking broken.
This rate's gonna get shot down. 4, come out.
When you take labs,
You know.
return my memories, I can only defeat them.
They're lying. Do you really think they'll make good on that promise?
I want to know about myself. Is that so wrong?
Yeah. Cross-rays is a different thing because you can buy stats, so anyone can be useful. Like, quite literally, Atra and Cordelia are some of the best fighters for, you know, ability reasons. Then again, Carta is also my favorite ship captain because plus 20 group attack with additive. So it's just a flat plus 20 to your overall. Yeah. Hey, Green.
Destroy the system. It's the rollback system that forces the pilot to keep fighting. But where is it?
You don't have to have big units, but like, there's nothing you require on that end stage. You could probably do it with all like Hyzax or something, or Zaku 2s or something garbage like that. You just gotta try. But no, I had the Neo Zeon at the time, which made it useful. Because, like, the Neo Zeon is deliciously broken in that game because no one can range attack it. Or, you can range attack it, but you have to have like a 10 attack radius or something like that. And I think I had a custom unit in my Neo Zeon, actually. Because I was a really big fan of the Peru clones. Or the older Peru clone. But yeah. Any of the late, like, unicorn suits, the unicorn, the banshee, and the phoenix, are all really broken, and it's all really fun. Though that was one thing that annoyed the crap out of me about Genesis, was that it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't use one of your war suits because they're just terrible. Use a unicorn one, though. They're literally the same suit. This one's just repainted. But its stats are like 3 times as good. Mm-hmm. I should have brought the beam rifle, by the way. I thought the bazooka would be better against the Psycho. Because, you know, eye field, but that's not a thing in this game.
Going nowhere. I'm an ally.
Yeah. I mean, the Phoenix is known for new type fireballs. Oh, the only thing the Unicorn can do is, you know, block a colony laser. Remember when Gundam was or at least UC was real robot, not super robot?
I'm coming back.
That was a fun time, but that time doesn't exist anymore. Ah, it's the lame one, where we just have to survive. We're gonna use the Mark II for funsies.
Amuro unit heading out. All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
No, not at the time they didn't have super. Now they do.
You got my
The whole Amuro leading them to safety in the white base kind of thing was originally because Amuro was supposed to die, but they said no. Because Tome knows a twit.
going nowhere. Don't get in my way. How's that?
And yes, I did do it on hard mode.
You're finished.
Yeah, G-Armor is kind of super robot.
We're within Von Braun City.
To be fair, even the core booster is super robot.
Send out the Dogo's Gears mobile suits.
Going nowhere.
At least you don't have the O.
Bye, you pests.
Don't get in my way. I'm an ally. You.
Damn it, Camille. Fine, I'll fight this Galbaldi over here.
I'll get you. I'll get you.
Hey. Being bad at architecture doesn't mean you're super. It just means you're a villain. And a bad one at that. Don't get in my way. Jumps in front of me. I have played Battle Operations too. I played it back when it was in Japanese and kind of enjoyed it. But now I'm not the biggest fan of it anymore because of the bazookas
Men
and
become
stun.
so vigorous and resourceful when it comes to war.
Damn it, Emma. Why won't you join us? You know you want to. Shirako's literally just using you. Because he's a creep. And he wants a harem of queens for some reason.
Don't get in my way.
He's strong. He's good. Damn you. You got my way.
Yeah. I played a lot of Battle Operations 1, and then I tried Next, didn't like Next, and then played a bit of 2. I had some fun before people got really good, and then when people started going, like, all meta, I kind of gave up. But I do that with a lot of games. Like, I hate just games where there's an optimal build and everyone uses that optimal build.
This is nothing.
There. Now Emma's dead. That was like 2 out of the 3. Now the only remaining 2 Mark IIs are ours.
I repeat.
I'm coming back.
Oh yeah, we have to kill Shirako, don't we? Oops.
All right, I'm heading out.
I thought we usually have to kill Jared with that one, I think? Oh well. My bad, I kind of forgot that was the thing.
All mobile suits.
Oh well.
We have to stop the enemy.
I was really hoping we'd get Zeta out of that too, but we'll prevent Operation Apollo. It's easy. Just means we have to kill that guy.
Good. Hit him.
Did you guys ever play Battle Operations Next? It was quite literally like, yeah, you and the enemy are both flying at each other. Whoever hits first will kill.
City's airspace.
There's no point of what equipment you use.
Gears mobile suits.
They're gonna hit you first and you're gonna die because they're in Japan and you aren't. Hey, Shirako. We need to talk about some things. Which was definitely not bad. Alright, Camille, get the fuck out of the way.
I'll get you. He's strong. He's good.
Damn it. Okay. I'm blaming that one on Camille too. Like, if he'll stop jumping in front of me when I attack and knocking me down. But oh well, we'll figure it out.
Armor unit heading out.
Should probably just, you know, upgrade the Mark II so I do more damage.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Zeon lost the war because of the prototype mobile suits. For the most part, the Titans didn't pay for the prototype mobile suits, except for Shirako's, and Shirako's all worked. The reason why they lost the war was bad PR, basically.
Take that. Damn you. I'll get you. You got my way.
We're within Von Braun City's
Yeah,
airspace.
but you gotta remember that, like, for every Jared they had like 30 people who were actually competent pilots and not douchebags. But then again, you know it's canon that that Jared stopped a big Zom attack on an aircraft carrier
I'm an ally.
that was being carried by Zeppelins.
I'll get you.
That is a thing.
Don't get in my way.
Yep. Hey, Zel 3.
He's strong.
I'm not an enemy, I'm an ally!
Going nowhere. Did I do it? He's good. How's that?
I basically told Camille to go fuck himself. And it worked. Like, I just knocked him into a hole.
Men become so vigorous and resourceful when it comes to war.
Hey, Emma, you know you want to join us.
Going nowhere.
This is nothing. This is nothing.
Damn, eat that.
Damn it.
Going nowhere.
Alright, come on, Emma.
How's that?
You landed in Von Braun City. Unless you immediately halt your attack and accept a ceasefire, we shall destroy this city completely. I repeat.
Did I fail it again? Might have failed it again.
I'm coming back.
Oh no, we succeeded. Okay, so it was killing Shirako. Let's see, we have like 10 stages left on the we failed route. Or should we do the we survived route? We can do the other one later, so it doesn't really matter which one we pick. Or should we go like, say, Fa or something stupid, or Cats even? Or do we want to use the G-Fighter and go do Solomon? God, why does everyone want cats? Oh god. Alright, well. We'll go do a Nemo fight with cats.
Roger, I'm heading out. Where's the enemy? Are they coming from the left or the right?
This is space. Doesn't really work like that. But mostly in front.
Hit! I gotcha! You! How's that? Move it!
So this here is the Nemo. It's a modified version of the MK or of the GM2. It's better though in every sense of the word. But the Titans didn't really want the design, and Anaheim sold it to the AEUG, who then produced a bunch of them for them and didn't get caught. And after the Grips conflict, or this war, they actually kept using them all the way up until Unicorn. And probably beyond. We don't know for sure, though. Yeah. Like, Nemos are generally actually okay units. Like, they're better than Hyzax and Marsize, but they always get the short end of the stick. Oh my... I just head Vulcan somebody. What the hell? What is this world? Fuck you, Camille. I know you don't like me and I don't like you, but fuck you, Camille. Oh, is that Emma? Oh. Yeah. Fuck you, Emma. I know you kind of understand what I'm all about and treat me like a normal person, but fuck you. Gonna head Vulcan you too. Yep, definitely Emma. Oh my... I fucking hate the targeting. It's just like, hey, you want to hit that thing that's right next to you? No. Also, I can't melee the thing because I'm charging at it, yeah. Yeah, that...
Damn you! You're finished! Huh?
That was Jared, though.
Behind me!
Wow. Alright. Oh well.
Caught withdrawing.
Yep, that's what you get, cats.
Caught! Heading out. I can fight too.
Oh well.
Move it.
We'll win this time. Can target the damn canister. Surprisingly, though, this isn't the worst targeting. Like, not by a long shot. I don't know if you guys ever played UC Climax, but holy shit targeting in that one. Like, hey, do you want to target a Zaku on the other side of the map? Are you sure? Because we're going to keep retargeting you to that one, because it's the closest we see it, because you're at the edge of the video. Or we're at the edge of the map, so you can't see it, but...
Don't get in my way.
Thank you. God, I played that back in like 2013, I think. Back when OBS was like new and I didn't know about it. Fucking hell. That was back in the day.
There. See that? There. Hit. Ah! How's that? There. There. This is nothing. Ah!
Damn you! This is not damn you! Damn you!
Hey, yo.
Get in my way!
Oh, God damn it. Okay. Yeah, I knew they were trying that shit.
Move it. Ah! There. Ah! This is nothing. Take that. You're finished.
You're finished.
Can't be destroyed.
Damn it.
Ah!
Away.
Move it.
No, wait. Go.
Direct hit.
Damn you!
What?
No way. You're finished.
Damn you!
Oh well.
Won't get any more.
Right as they took out Emma.
Caught. I'm coming back now.
Poor, poor Emma. But hey, we got the G Defensor. Oh wow, we have to take out Yazan's team. Let's do it in the G Defensor.
I'm heading out. I can fight too.
All mobile suits, stand by for launch. Commencing countdown.
Woo. So we get, you know, the janky-ass controls. With no, like, with no bottom, so it's just kind of a guess as to where you're flying. You're also much faster in this one than normal for whatever reason. But hey, we have homing missiles this time, apparently.
I'm out.
We also have Fa.
How's that?
And we have to take out the Yazan team. So yeah, we're just kind of generically fucked.
Rubby team! Barzam team! Let's go! We'll move in when the anti-air fire dies down. The Barzams will take the rest.
Switching to the Nemo? Oh, we will never do that completely doing that after this one. You are correct. So we want to take out Dunkel and Ramses if we can, or Ramesis. If we can, because they just have less health than Yazan, so it makes it a bit easier.
It could be fun to shoot that one down. You're in my way!
Ah,
Gotcha! What? Damn! There! Not bad!
do you really just try to Sea Serpent the a unit that's faster than you?
I don't like you!
And I don't like you. So we're even. Mm-hmm. Ugh. I really wish I could, like, see an edge of the map, so I wouldn't keep doing that, but... For some reason, Fall is shooting at me, too. Like, what's going on?
Damn!
Lieutenant!
Yeah, like, I don't know what was with that. Like, she's trying to keep up to me and then shooting at me. What did I ever do to Fa? I know I made fun of her, like, all the time, but she's Fa. What do you expect?
Not bad. What?
Yeah. I think, actually, the Rizal has higher stats than Big Zom. So you'll be doing about the same amount of damage, but one's an extra large and one isn't.
Not bad.
I have a PS2 right next to me, but yeah, I'm emulating this one just because, like, my capture card's a bit too new for the PS2, so it only lets me do standard definition, and screw that. But that worked. Oh Lord.
Roger, I'm heading out.
No, $10 for this game's really good. I paid like 60, I think, for a boxed copy. About maybe 6 years ago. Maybe it was 7.
Die, Shirako!
If you don't want a boxed copy, though, you can find this game for really cheap on eBay.
Hit! Ah! There!
Yeah, so, you know, around the very end of life for Blockbuster, when they started selling games, like, you could keep it for this amount of money. This was one of the games that they were selling for, like, $3 when I had rented it, so I was like, eh, screw it. I'm just gonna buy it.
Sarah! No!
Also, remember that cats just killed Sarah.
Sarah! What did you do to her?
You've been very kind to me, Cass.
Oh my
I'll run
god.
away. Be quick about it.
Okay, Barzam.
Forgive me, but I'm not so indulgent.
See that? Hit!
Blockbuster is this thing that we used back in ancient Greece that you could rent video games from and also movies for like a day for way too much money. Or you could rent them for up to a week for surprisingly less money. It was a really strange system. But I had one, so there was this wall behind my house that was like 15 feet big or something. Yeah, so I would just go and climb my back wall, jump over it, go through the shopping center that was behind my house, and there was a Blockbuster right there. So I'd end up going there quite a bit.
You're not getting me. What? There!
This is nothing.
You're mine!
Damn it!
Damn it, I wanted to kill Rekoa.
Gotcha! Damn you! How's that?
Bye, you pests.
Okay, Sucker Punch, I don't even know what you're asking.
Caught withdrawing.
Oh, it's definitely gonna end in defeat. Like, that's how this battle's gonna go. And then we have to kill him in the next one.
I'm not letting Camille get all the credit.
If you're asking if you should switch it for a Big Zom, remember Big Zom takes up 2 spots in your team. So if you're willing to trade it for something that'll probably do about the same amount of damage unless you make it a master. But if you're gonna make it a master, that's your choice. Like, it really depends on your playstyle. You can get the Eye-Field item. So there's really no benefit to the Big Zom versus any other unit in the game anymore. Yeah, imagine Red Blocks, except for it was an actual store. I didn't know if you didn't actually know what it was. I thought you were just kidding. Yeah, it's like Redbox, just an entire store, but, you know, you pay like, it would be like $7 for a rental for a day, or $10 for a rental for a week.
Sarah!
So you'd always rent it for a week because then you could watch it multiple times.
Lied to me, Cuts. Run away.
The team doesn't matter at all. Like, there's no benefit for having somebody in your first team or your second team. Like, it's exactly the same. Also, oh goddamn course.
What are you doing? Damn you!
You pests.
Yeah. Oh yeah, being able to rent stuff for free made Blockbuster look retarded. Like, why do I want to go to a store to rent something when I can just click a button on Netflix and be perfectly fine? Oh, again, ship also doesn't really matter.
Won't die yet.
If the commanders have the same stats of the ships, and they're the same level, it'll be the exact same.
Gotcha. What? Damn you! You're not getting away. What?
Wreck him.
Good.
Not bad.
How's that?
Okay. I honestly suggest, like, use the hangar extensions if you want to. Like, some of the smaller ships are better. Like, flat out. So the hangar extension kind of works.
Tots, I'm coming back now.
Alright, and now this is fighting off Haman with Fa.
I'm heading out. I'm not
Well,
letting Camille get all the credit.
what I would do in Overworld, because the carry base had 2 slots, is I would literally just use the carry base the entire game until I had enough money to afford the Queen Soriel, and then I would switch up to that because it's the most expensive unit in the game. It does has to be the best, right? That being said, it does have a built-in I-field generator, which is what I liked it for. Because the enemies were kind of dumb in that game, and they wouldn't realize that they're using, you know, a beam weapon on an I-field, so it's completely ignored. Yeah, it might have done more damage, but I'm not very good with it if you hadn't noticed.
Gotcha. How's that?
Is it Shark? No. Who is it?
I'm on con.
Wait, did Haman just think I was Char? Oh no, Camille's here. Never mind.
You're that new type.
Come on, you bring nothing but misery.
I do wish they would have improved the stories on this, but I mean, the idea of them is enough for me sometimes. And why don't I get drunk and do Let's Plays?
What is it?
I mean, I do drink occasionally and play and do Let's Plays, but I don't really drink anymore, so I kind of had to quit doing that. It was kind of an issue with me.
No, don't. We really might be able to understand each other if only things were a little different.
Silence. You're as bad as Shark. You certainly do have amazing skills. But I can never forgive you for your presumption.
I would love if I could get the Super Gundam. I want to use the Super Gundam. But, you know, we're cats, so. The Hyakushiki, or the full armor Hyakushiki is slightly better than the Hyakushiki, but it's still a Zeta era mobile suit, so stat-wise it's not much better than anything you'll find in Unicorn. Yeah. Yeah, it's an Emma thing, a 4 thing, a couple of other people thing.
I know what you are, Haman Khan. You're someone who shouldn't be allowed to exist anymore. Return to your world of darkness, Haman Khan.
He's taking this tutelage too lightly.
What are you guys doing? Damn it!
Yeah.
You're finished.
Keep a clean understanding.
Yep, I thought that was gonna happen. I did kill the guy, though.
Tots, withdrawing.
Cats was withdrawing which is a new word for dead. The High Nu is pretty good. It's a CCA mobile suit, so it's not too far behind the Unicorn ones. But with Awakening, if your pilot has a lot of Awakening, you can one-shot most enemies in the game. Like, just flat out. Then again, if you just want to beat it, all Unicorns is really good. Because, like, just beam Magnum people till you run out of energy. And you'll, like, 2 or 3 shot most units.
Direct hit? I won't let you! Ah! I did it! See that? I won't let you! Is it Char? No! Who is it?
It's annoying like Char, but its skills are so much less than Char.
Come on, Khan! You're the source of the evil that causes us to fight! You're
Yes, you did cause this.
Throw that new type.
Come on, you bring nothing but misery!
Silence, hypocrite!
I honestly don't think they can port it to Steam.
This is the end for you, hypocrite.
What is it?
Because remember that they're going through engine upgrades, and it's entirely possible that the old engine can't support Steam, which is why they never did Steam for it.
Please hold on!
So they would have to remake the entirety of the game to put it on Steam.
To understand each other if only things were a little different.
Silence, you're as bad as Char.
So it's entirely possible that they just can't do it, and they're not going to, you know, pay a team to recreate the entire game
But I can
for
never
Steam.
forgive you for your presumption.
I mean, technically, the Deep Striker is a double Zeta unit, but it's in between Zeta and double Zeta. That's what happened. Hamon's the only one there right now.
It's all yours.
That was the issue I was running into before. Is like, the Gazas weren't showing up, so I had to mess with Hamon, and that got Hamon to try to kill me. I mean, if you want to, but you can get stuff like the Neo Zeon, which is Zeon, which is technically better.
I know what you are, Hamon
I mean,
Khan.
it's really just up to your
Others
personal
shouldn't be
opinion.
allowed to exist anymore. Return to your world of darkness, Hamon Khan.
I think you're taking this Cubile too lightly.
So it's not just the animations that they would have to redo. The animations would probably be fine since they're mostly static videos, just overlaid on each other. They would have to recreate the entirety of the game. Like the engines, the engine is how everything runs. The assets and all that kind of stuff are just kind of there. Usually the assets, music, and all that stuff takes half the time, but the engine and getting it to work and everything is also really expensive. So why should they put money into making the engine work when they can just make a new game? Because less people will buy a remaster of Genesis than they would an entirely new SD Gundam game.
Not yet. Good. I'm out. You. Take that.
I hit myself with that one, by the way.
Faster.
Sweet.
Cuts. I'm coming back now.
All right. The final mission. See if we can do this.
Cuts.
I can technically grind up the money if we need it, so it's not a big deal.
I can fight too.
Yeah, the RAGZ is not bad. Oh, it's only Yazan. Okay, cool.
Hot, don't fall behind.
I know that.
Hey, Dunkel, I got a thing I want to show you.
You're mine.
It's called 0% accuracy.
There.
Hey, Gundam Russ. Okay, so is Yazan the boss or Dunkel the boss? Very big question.
Hot, come back.
No, Seed isn't too bad. I know people give Seed a lot of flack for what it is. Seed isn't bad. It's just a recopying of 0079 with some small changes. And by small, I mean almost everything. The bad one is Destiny, and it's only about halfway through, well, episode 9 of Destiny where it gets real bad.
What? Gotcha.
But I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with watching it and either enjoying it or not enjoying it. Don't listen to other people.
What?
I really enjoyed the opening part of Seed for, like, the longest time because, like, I always thought the idea of, like, oh, you're stuck on this ship and it's... or you're stuck on this ship trying to get somewhere is, like, a really cool plot. Like, I like that in Gundam. I liked it in Seed. Yeah, IBO is pretty good, too. Though, I will say, I feel about the same I do about IBO second season as I do Destiny.
You're in my way.
Like, you shouldn't forsake storytelling for trying to get narratives you want out.
You're in my way.
Yeah.
I got you. There.
What?
I don't get Super Gundam as cats. And Emma can't use the Super Gundam because I'm using the G Defensor.
I get it.
The G Defensor is needed for the Super Gundam.
You finished.
Get lost.
Yeah. Hey, stories about racism are just as good as preventing racism.
I won't die yet.
Talking about something that's bad is the worst thing to do.
Above me.
Oh, I don't remember if the Super Gundam's in G Genesis or is in Genesis.
You're in my way.
Take that.
I'm out. You're in my way. Not bad. What? You're useless.
Take that.
What? I've gotcha.
Yeah.
What?
This one is one of the good, like, PS2 old school games. It's not a strategy game, though, so it's a slight bit different.
Incredible.
Oh, well, Emma did it, so that's fine. I wasn't expecting very many points anyway, but I survived, damn it. But hey, Cat survived. Sad part about this, though, is this is the only storyline for Cats. Even if we win the 1-year war, Cats is just never there. Same thing with Fa, same thing with, Apple. Oh, no, Apple and Roberto get some variation to it, I think. But it is time to move over to the Titans, I believe. Well, first we're gonna do this one, because I want to do this one. Then we'll move over to the Titans.
And Samira, keep the ring safe.
Yeah, so do you have the normal new, or do you have the, like, full support heavy platform new? So I saw you had both sides of the fin funnels earlier.
Next.
Take that. You idiot.
So Big Zom is here, by the way. Hey, Cats has survived because of chat. It was on the express request of chat for Cats to survive. Thank you. Yeah, I do have missiles. The thing is like Rick Doms take 2 hits with the beam cannon to kill, and then the Zaku's are just a 1 hit. If I missile them, it takes like 4 hits. So it's usually just better to aim up my shot and go after the beam. But I can do stuff like this just to annoy the crap out of Dozel. Oh yeah, and this thing doesn't have an eye field, so technically I could hit it with beams too. It doesn't matter.
Not yet.
I'm thinking about buying either the Erd Hunt suit when it comes out. I can't remember what it is. Hiroshiboshi, I think, or Hajirabushi. But like, I also just bought I got a Floros from somebody that I've been meaning to build, but I haven't got around to it. So the annoying thing about fighting Big Zom here is I have to be within like a certain distance of him to even be able to touch him, or my missiles just like fly over and yeah. Oh, okay. Is it actually Marcosius and not like the one that's going to be in the game that'll come out one of these days? Because that is confusing the fuck out of me. It's like, oh, it's not Marcosius, even though the monitor in the video says Marcosius. No, it's this other thing that's basically some Japanese folklore thing. But we're not going to find out why. Yeah, so all 71 of the IBO Gundams are named after the demons from the major demons from the Ars Godia. There are something like 560 actual demons in the Ars Godia, but the 71 rulers are, or the 72 rulers technically. But Dintalion is considered the last Gundam that was built, right? So Dintalion's is only 71.
Slagger launching.
Yeah, I think I used a Rock Halium and then the Riloa.
Come on, try it.
But I don't remember if you need them in Offski Craft. Also, thanks, Gundam Russ.
Gundam, please hang on.
Money is always nice. Don't worry, I will use exclusively to buy Gunpla I really don't need. As is tradition with Gundam. Yeah, so before Solomon, at least in original Gundam, 15 Gelgugs were produced. And most of them were actually used at Solomon and destroyed at Solomon. It wasn't till right after where Granada and Aboku started producing theirs and filling out started filling out everyone's garrison with Gelgugs. But there were some at Solomon. You do see one in the original, or in the movies, I think. But hey, missing links, they also used all 15, because you have to kill them all, plus some more.
But I'm a new type as well.
Yeah. It's very, like, lightly mentioned in anything that there are Gelgugs there, and so few were produced. Most of them were the commander types, though. And Like, Johnny Rittens was also created there. Ah, God damn it. Yeah, the first 30-ish Gelgoogs that were produced were given over to the Chimera Corps, which was the elite of the elite for Zeon, and also the people protecting the Zabi gold. Because apparently the Zabis had so much gold they could fill a Zanzibar with it. Yeah, it was something like that. It was like, on the screen for about 30 seconds, there was a Gelgoog, and then it gets destroyed almost immediately after.
Next. Returning to base.
So yay, now Slugger survived! And Zeon is defeated. So you know what changes in the story? You know, when Slugger rejoins the AEUG and fights? No, that doesn't happen. Not at all. Sucker Punch, if you want, you can go watch my video, because I recorded the whole thing. But I used, like, a bunch of random shit. I think I used, like, some Messers, the G, some Unicorns. I don't even remember, though. It's been, like, 2.5 years. Yeah, you remember when Char was defeated by Slugger? Okay. Well, if somebody wants to go back and look, you can, but I honestly don't remember too much. Like, the last time my copy of the game is literally, like, 36,000 miles away. Sitting in a storage unit. But, it is time, it is time. Ah, come on. I moved, like, really far. And then, in, like, 5 days, I'm moving sort of close by. Well, it's the other side of the country, but yeah. It's fine. Now it is time for the Titan Zoos. So, who should we do with the Titan Zoos first? Should we complete Shirako, Lilla? Should we do Yazan? Yeah, so yeah, it's over back home. It's a little bit outside of the or it's like maybe 2 miles from my old office, I think. Just like in a storage unit on the floor, probably. Alright. Well, we'll use the Marasai so I can show you guys off the Marasai, because I don't think I have yet, and then we'll go back to the Galbaldi, because I like the Galbaldi more than the Marasai, personally. Well, in this one, Lilla actually survived already. Lilla and Mauer survived.
My team will take the lead.
Focus! Don't forget where we are, or the gravity will grab hold of you.
I don't even know who you are, Capricorn, so don't pretend to be all high and mighty. Yes, you see, the Marasai was important in things because the AUG, they produced it for the AUG, but then it was not used because Jared came in and stole them all, and then they were forced to be given to the Titans for free. But you see, Anaheim didn't really like the Titans because things were happening, and then they were trying to side with the AEUG. Then also the Titans were, you know, producing their own mobile suits.
You're too easy. Above me.
And eventually all the Marasais would get sold off and taken over by Zeon remnants and pirates and Canadians. You know, the usual evil people.
He'll finish me if I deploy my Valyute.
Yeah, I know. Them nice, polite Canadians always secretly hiding their giant robots.
You're gonna burn to death. He's gonna pass too close to me.
You'd still be alive if you hadn't come close to me.
Those evil monsters from Snowland. Don't worry, it's just Capricorn. No one cares about Capricorn. Like, quite literally, we can save him or not, he'll still die. Yes, those evil, evil monsters called Canadians. They one day want to take over and, you know, reclaim Nova Scotia from the Eskimos. Hey, Benkat. Oh, well, you see, Canada wants to reclaim Nova Scotia from the Eskimos, who had invaded it in 0092.
All right, let's go back.
Because they're all, like, big eco-warriors and kind of hippies, and then, well, the Canadians just don't like that.
On the team launching.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Amuro's Canadian.
All right, let's go.
He lived in Toronto before he moved up to Side 7.
Next.
If we go by origins, though, like, legitimately Canada sided with everyone, and no one really cared. It was kind of strange.
So this is what hurt Scrabble. You're Lieutenant Lytle.
He's that boy, Camille.
This one's gonna be for Top
Canonoid.
There.
You.
That's good.
I gotcha.
Alright, so, is that Apley or Roberto? Because we need to kill one of them, and I don't really care which one.
You're not getting away. Not yet.
Don't get in my way.
You're too easy.
Don't get in my way.
You're too easy.
So you remember how Master Asia rode in on a horse? Well, in UC they have moose mobile suits.
You're too easy.
Damn you.
Like, the moose have got so advanced that they built their own mobile suits. And they're four-legged and everything. They don't have weapons, though, because they're moose, and they don't really need them. Because if you don't know, a moose can take down an SUV if it wants to. Like, it just doesn't care.
Take that.
Moose are freaking scary, man. Or meese, tech. No, it is moose.
I won't run. Go. That's one down.
Okay, so turn A refreshes the entirety of Earth back down to basically subatomic levels back during the Big Bang. Well, a little while after the Big Bang, so life has to reform on it. So theoretically, what had happened was, oh my god, I just killed. Oh no, I didn't kill that Marsa. I just killed Jared. So the story behind Turn A is basically it reduces everything down to ash, and then humanity has to reform.
Don't get in my way.
The Turn A hasn't just done this once. The Turn A has done this hundreds, if not thousands of times.
All right, let's
And
go
there's
back.
an entire possibility that some of the timelines could have Oh, hey, we got a Masala. That's cool. It's entirely possible that some of the timelines humanity could just not have formed, and the only ones we see are the ones where humanity had reformed.
Launch!
However, the thing with Turn A is right around the end of Turn A, for whatever reason, somebody had got record of these past events. One of the mangas from the PS3 games say that it's time travel, but there's a bunch of theories as to how this happened, but it just kind of happened. And so they're able to recover information from all of the timelines where humanity had advanced into space and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that it's the combination of all the timelines, is they somehow have the information from a lot of the timelines. And they, use that information to build the Turn X, which then in turn the Turn A came and was able to hold off the Turn... Oh yeah, the Turn X was able to hold off the Turn A for a while, until the Turn A was the Turn X was destroyed, but it managed to do enough damage to the Turn A to where the Turn A wasn't able to finish its operation, and people were able to survive on the moon. Turn X can do Darkness Finger, not Shining Finger. So the cooler one. Oh hey, Camille's here. Damn it, Jared, quit eating my missiles.
We're going to head straight there with this ship. Jerry's has all the back of it. Once we're in the city, the AEUG won't attack.
Oh, hey, Quattro. Oh, but well, if you look at it, it's more of Darkness Finger, but if they call it Shining Finger, then they call it Shining Finger. Okay.
You're too easy. I've got
There you are! You're finished!
It's like, whatever the games call it is fine. But, yeah,
In Von Braun City, unless you immediately halt your attack and accept the ceasefire, we shall destroy this city completely. I repeat.
Yeah, if you watch him do it in the show, though, is the beam sabers what's generating the color, and then the Jim's dark aura is like crawling up around its hand.
All right, let's go back!
Victory Gundam is the end of the UC timeline, for the most part, anyway. G-Reco kind of outdates that, but basically, Victory is a war in 220 UC, I think. And basically, Cosmo Babylonia invades from Jupiter and tries to take over the Earth Federation.
Protect the canister of G3 gas.
We've received a message from Colony 1 asking for a meeting.
God, my accuracy's horrible with this thing.
This war will never end unless we show everybody what can happen to them if they decide to defy the Titans. This goes far beyond a single colony.
Oh, is it? It's 50? Oh.
However,
Which one was 20? Was that G Savior?
The Minovsky particles were too dense. All communications were blocked. That's what happened.
F91 is the beginning of late UC, or the late UC era. It's a movie. No, Crossbones after F91 because, C-Book is in it. Same with Cecily.
They're using poison gas!
Yeah. I think everyone wants a Crossbone series at this point, but I don't think they're gonna make it canon.
Don't take him like
Unless they change Crossbone, massively. Yeah. I know one of them's in 220, but, yeah. F91 is the start of late UC. It's where a group of basically disgruntled nobles from all around the Earth sphere decide to get together and create a country, and they take over Side 2 to do that. and then fail because it was a dumb idea. And then there's also the Rafflesia, which is this giant flower thing.
You! He's strong.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, F91 is in 123 UC?
Let's go back.
Yeah, the militant branch of the people that tried to form their own country was called the Crossbone Vanguard, which, due to some reasons, Seabook, Cecily, and a couple of other people ended up taking it over and turning it into a pirate group. And they ended up actually building a pirate ship into a spaceship, and it looks retarded. Yeah. So, with the recent release of the prequel of F91, which is a book, or a short story anyway, we actually find out that they were planning that for like 60 years. Yeah, they were planning it for like 60 years or something, and they were building colonies beforehand, but the colonies all failed. That's why they decided to take over a couple of them. Yeah.
That boy, come here. Are you too big to say hi to us now?
So Jupiter is being led by this guy who is a combination of two people, and he has a face that's half purple, half white. I can't remember what his name is, but his daughter is the main love interest in Crossbone, and as it turns out, that the Degwin of the series didn't really like it. Or didn't really like his son, who had two faces, and after the main carrier Tobias Grant, I want to say his name is, but that might be a World War II or American Civil War general. I get those guys mixed up sometimes. It's fine. So after he's defeated, Bridget just kind of takes over the Crossbone Empire and then leaves. Or, the Jupiter Empire and leaves.
I said I'd protect you, Jared.
Yeah. People say the designs in Crossbone are really good, but I have to call that bullshit because the Mother Vanguard. They put a pirate ship in space and didn't quite understand why pirate ships look like they do.
He's strong.
You only have to worry about two things on the ocean. Or two planes on the ocean, not three. So having guns only in two directions doesn't help. Yeah, so there's the Crossbone 1 and 2 originally, and then when when Zambine gets defeated and they recapture the remains of the Crossbone, they build the Crossbone Kai, I believe, or is that just the Crossbone Kai and then the Kai comes later? I forget.
So this is what it means to be an old type. I have to admit that red mobile suit got the better of us. I wanted to do this with...
Yeah. So it's like they combined the two to make the Crossbone, I want to say Kai. And then later on it gets damaged and they upgrade it to the Kai, which eventually turns into the Crossbone Ghost.
Alright, let's go!
Yeah, which the Crossbone Ghost, like, releases Minovsky particles or something, so it's always on fire, even in space. Something like that. Yeah. Like, I joke about the Zaku 2 or Zaku 3 Kai, but like Crossbone legitimately has a Kai. Which the Zaku 3 Kai is from the Idleon crossover manga, which is only kind of a joke more than anything. Yeah, you see, there's this bloke named Zambine who decides to join the to defect to the Jupiter Empire because reasons, like honorable, bullshitty reasons, and he brings the Crossbone 2 over to the other side.
I'll protect him.
Yeah.
Wreck him. Now. Wait, I won't lose.
Yeah.
Huh?
Also, one of the things they did in Crossbone was because guns don't, or the energy output of guns just stopped mattering after long enough. They just started making everything smaller because you couldn't put enough armor on a suit for it to have defense against it. So they just made everything smaller to dodge. And so most of the Crossbone suits are like 16, or it's not 16 meters tall, it's like 12 meters tall, I think.
Using him as a shield?
Were you hit?
Oh my god! Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna use the Galbaldi. I can't do the Masala. It fires too slow.
The enemy a new type?
Yeah, I know. Come on. Using Galbaldi.
Launch!
Tanking Emma and Camille for a while is what's killing it.
All right, let's go.
When? Is either going to be next update or the update after. I find it weird that the Spiegel is the only one in there, or the Spiegel and the Rising are the only ones in there, but with the last two, they did the main characters as the first DLC. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do Domon as the last one in this one.
I gotcha.
I don't know why they would do Rain over Domon, though. Which is so weird. But I think for, like, Season 2, they're trying it differently, so, you know, people actually,
Camille.
like, look forward to something instead of the one before where it's like, oh, great, I got the Turn A. Awesome, now I don't want anything else from Turn A, because it's the Turn A. So, next month, maybe month after. Really depends. I think they haven't released anything for the next season, so I think it'll be the next one. But it might be the one after. It might be Shining's next. Though if I had to guess, the next DLC for G Gundam will be the Shining and the Burning.
I said I'd protect you, Jared.
He's strong.
I never played Fetty vs. Zeon on stream. I recorded that. But no, I never finished it. It wasn't really dropped, I just, you know, didn't feel like playing it anymore. I still have a copy of the game. So I can play it at any time.
Using him as a shield?
Alright. Come on, I know.
Have to admit that red mobile suit got the better of us.
What red mobile suit? Zeta is not red. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time, and then I'm gonna move on to something else. So I'm clearly fucking something up, and I just can't figure out what it is. I am not going to be playing any more Garen's Greed. I tried to record a video of it when I first started doing the translation. But, like, I honestly can't be bothered anymore. That game just bores the crap out of me. Like, I was feeling the exact same way when I stopped making videos before. Like, I know exactly what the enemy's going to do, like all of their moves, and it's just like, oh, well, I can't really deal with this now, so I'm just going to ignore it. But this is exactly what's going to happen. This is where they're going to move. My god, does it get dull. Like, if they could make the AI a little bit better, I'd probably love that game. But the fact that it acts the same, despite the difficulty, despite everything, the only real change to it is that, you know, sometimes they build more units than others just annoys me. Oh my. Come on, Camille.
I'll protect him. You're too. This is not an ally went down.
He's using him as a shield?
But he's just a kid. He's not even a real pilot.
Battle Operation 2 has already been released in America, hasn't it? Could have swore that was a thing already. It's like, I can go open up my PS4 and check. I'm pretty sure it is. The PS4 also has it. I didn't own a Vita till after I had beat it on the PS4.
You're too easy. I gotcha. There.
Alright, so I think I just need to kill Camille and ignore Emma, maybe? Like,
You're not getting away.
it's getting really stupid because...
You're too easy. Not yet.
He's good.
Above me. There.
You won't take me out so easily.
I do not.
Take that.
Next.
I thought about buying Forces, but I never got around to it. The only game I own on the Vita right now is Persona 4 Gold. And that's just because somebody was borrowing my TV, my PS TV and put it on there, and then my account downloaded it for reasons. So I kind of inherited the game more than anything. I got it for that one Extremes Versus game that was, or not Extreme Versus, Gundam Battle that was kind of really bad. You know, the seed one where enemies would appear off screen and then die before you could even reach them, and so you'd lose.
Above me. You're too easy. Next.
Wow. I can't believe I did that, but I was on the edge of the seat like the whole time. It's like, I have 5 HP.
Let's go back.
Fuck this. Hey, we gotta buy our land. Yeah,
Pilot team launching.
so I beat 4 a long time ago. I played some of 3, I've never beat 3. I also have 5, and I've beaten 5. A couple of times,
Pilot team
actually.
launching.
And I'll probably be playing Royal when it comes out.
4, stop! Don't fight! Stop! Think about what you're doing!
Yeah.
Not well.
I'm not a big fan of the meta that comes with Battle Operations 2, so that's why I stopped playing with it. But I have issues with meta on most things. Yeah. I like a lot of the Persona games, like they're a lot of fun. But like I just don't get around to playing them most of the time.
You're in front of me, you cocky bastard.
Oh yeah, I've you mean the one where with Marie? Where you have to like befriend Marie before the 13th of December or whatever? Yeah, I got that one.
I'm here! Open your cockpit! You have to get out of the cycle, Gundam! Hurry! I'll get you!
You're too easy. You're not getting away. You're not getting
Is the complete version of P3 on the PS2 or on the PSP? Because I always get that one confused. And Gundam Online is an online 50 versus 50 combat game set in UC / all of them now, or all the series now, but they're slowly rolling out every other series. It's only in Japan, but you don't need a VPN to play it anymore. I played a lot of that too way back in the day. I even streamed some of it, but we never kept playing it. Yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I do suggest checking out Polar Dash. He's another YouTuber. He's a pretty cool guy, though he's been playing way too much Underrail recently and not doing anything else. But I know he's not really happy with Gundam Online becoming all the series. So I actually have as far as the Ace games go, or Ace Combat, you mean? I have, I think, 7 on the PC, or it might be the PS4. I can't remember exactly. But I'm not really a big fan of those, just because I don't do like spatial awareness really well.
One unlucky hit and I'm completely out of whack.
You're not getting away. You're not getting away. No.
I killed 4. It's fine. I have all 4 of the Gundam Dynasty Warriors titles, but I had a broken PS3 controller for the longest time, and I couldn't find one that would work. Yeah, I would love another Skies of Arcadia game. But back to Dynasty Warriors, I've had a broken controller, but I recently just got a replacement. So I'm going to be playing those eventually. I just haven't got around to them yet.
All right, let's go.
Oh, I have the 4 lives storyline. We're playing the Titans, so it doesn't matter.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but I already got the 4 survives on my first playthrough as Camille. But that was because I was aware that it existed. As far as Dynasty Warriors or Gundam Dynasty Warriors go, 1 is definitely my favorite, but 2 is pretty good. Like, the combat's a lot funner and it's a lot more interesting, but it doesn't have the original story. I am not a big fan of 3 at all, and then Reborn I haven't really played yet because I wasn't a big fan of 3. Yeah, so I bought my PS3 maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and the controller just burned out randomly one day, like 6 months ago. And I was trying to look for replacements, and they're like, oh yeah, $150, $125 for replacement controllers. So I've been buying a lot of the cheap ones off Amazon or GameStop and those kind of places. But they don't work really well, like at all. So, play PS3 games with. And it works. Yeah, PS4 controllers do work with PS3. The only problem I was running into is my consoles are nowhere near me. They're on kind of a display on the wall. And so if I grab one of the controllers, I can just turn it on, my computer will flip, or my screens will flick over to working with that console, as long as it powers on. So I can't turn it on with the PS4 controller. But if you have a USB cable plugged in, you can. So if I connect it with a USB cable, I can turn it on, but I can't do it with just the wireless function.
It's gonna destroy the comm center. I won't let you interfere. You're going in my way. The city we're in right now.
Maybe. The problem with the other Century games is you both can't emulate them. And then with the actual games, they like kind of stutter. And it annoys me and I think it's gonna break. But I wouldn't be opposed to playing some of them. I think I did a translation for the first like mission or 2 of Another Century R way back in the day. Excuse me. I do own I do own a copy of R still, I think.
There's no more time. Hurry.
Though from what I've heard is that's the really bad one. Hey, a Methus! Come here, Methus. Oh, fine. God damn you.
I gotcha.
Well, if you have a PS3, you can get them for like $5 on Amazon new. Or at least you used to be able to. That's why I picked it up. So if you're willing to get over the performance issues of Crossfire, it's not that bad a game. It's actually really fun. You've clearly never heard of War on Earth. Because if you want a bad Gundam game, like, look up War on Earth. It's amazing.
You're not getting away.
Do you remember when Amuro fought Rumble Rawl without being actually called Rumble Rawl because they didn't know his name in a pyramid after rolling in with the gun tank legs? Well, because you see the Gundam's legs were damaged when it jumped on the Gao and cut it in half.
You're too easy. Go. I gotcha.
Yes, it is the best Gundam game.
Don't get in my way. You're finished. Ouch.
Huh.
I gotcha. You're too easy. Not getting away. You're too easy.
Ah! God damn it. I would have won that.
I have to admit that red mobile suit got the better of us.
So close. So close. Yeah. The performance issues on Crossfire were really bad. But as it turns out, the reason with Crossfire, like the frame rate in Crossfire, was because it would scan to make sure you weren't getting hit all the time. Constantly. So it would be like, oh, you're just standing still. Let me check if you're getting shot at. You aren't getting shot at. You're fine. Oh, they're shooting. Let me scan if you're getting shot at. You're still not getting shot at because you're the one shooting.
No way.
I would play Crossfire too. Hell, I finished Crossfire. Like, I honestly enjoyed Crossfire after the first part. Like, it's actually a fun game. And if anyone has 0081, I might be streaming that in the future. And playing with some people on Mercenary mode. Though, if you're going to be playing with us, you're going to have to start over, so we don't get to the point where somebody has, like, full kitted out Gerbera Tetra and kills everyone before we even get the chance. Yeah, if anyone wants to come play multiplayer mode with us, you can. Yeah, I have ordered a copy of Target in Sight, because if it has better performance, I will stream it. Nice. But yes, there is a, the Gundam's legs get damaged after jumping onto a Gao and sawing it in half. So, the legs get damaged, so they replace it with the gun tank's legs. That is a thing.
Lila team launching.
I have Crossfire, not Target in Sight. They are the same game,
All right, let's go.
but Target in Sight's the earlier version, and I'm importing it from England right now. which, if I was in America, would be kind of an issue, but I'm not, so it's fine. It's actually a much shorter trip than usual.
Reckless. Anyone after this thing will be able to fire. It's like I'm obsessed with Camille's.
You are obsessed with Camille. Don't give me that or something crap. Damn it, Char, quit being good at your job.
You've made a poor choice for your final resting.
I'm not giving up.
Thank you. It's still not too late for you to come back to join me.
Give it a rest. Your time is over. Not yet. This isn't
Yeah,
done yet.
I need to replay Zeonic Front again. At some point. I don't know if I'll stream it or I'll just record it. But I plan to, one of these days. But I did a poll for it a couple of months back, and this game won, and then Dynasty Warriors Gundam won. Or, I think Dynasty Warriors Gundam came in first, this came in second, and Zeonic Front came in third. But since I lost the PS3, I kind of just started playing this. Yeah, I have a copy of that one too, though it's in California, so. Kinda gotta be careful with that one. Or, kinda can't play that one right now. I think I might have the ISO on my computer, but I don't know how PS1 games emulate very well.
I won't let you.
Hey, Seed Never Ending Tomorrow. The only Gundam Seed game that was okay. God, well, there's a Seed strategy game that's also okay if you're willing to read it in Japanese. I wouldn't be opposed to playing Encounters in Space, but don't expect me to be very good at it. I am actually really garbage at Encounters in Space. I've tried really hard to get S ranks on all of this stuff, and I usually get around B's or C's.
Launch.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Generations of CE or something like that.
All right, let's go.
It's like an SD Gundam game, except for it has full-size suits, and you don't really bring in your own troops, you just kind of use the ones they give you.
I gotcha.
Like, I think you can bring in, like, certain customizations of troops, but not like your own team, like in SD Gundam.
The radish is burning. I found you, Camille. Jerry. The pound doc's not going down like that. Because of people like you that all this fighting never ends. Go away! You've got some nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting.
Oh, it might be Rengo versus Zaf,
Unless you have.
where the palm laser is actually used at a range. I know that one came out before Destiny did. Or it might be like Super Robot Wars Z. Because I think that one also did. There's also a Gundam strategy game on the Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance that has Seed in it. I just don't remember which one it was.
You're too easy.
He's strong.
Okay.
This is nothing.
Yeah, I'm very much not in Super Robot Wars character or player. I played X, V, and T, and a little bit of, I want to say, J, the one that has the English patch on the Game Boy Advance. I've been trying to get into the other ones, but I've just haven't had the time. Like, I have a copy of... I have an actual physical copy of the Nintendo 64 one. I want to say W? But, like, I get to the first level, I look at the Zaku's, I laugh, and then I stop playing. Oh no, Jared died.
Damn you!
Were you hit?
Take that!
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen.
Is the enemy a new type?
Actually, yes, he is a new type. I probably won't be playing the Blue Destiny games. Like, they're fun, but I don't like them. You know what, let's try out the Barzam. I don't think I've used this in, like, forever.
Launch! Lila team, launching!
But remember, though, yeah, you get, like, a charge-up gun for reasons. Okay, I apparently also can't boost when I have the charge gun going.
The radish is burning!
Come on, target the guy I want, damn it. Oh my... Yeah, I'm gonna die on this one.
Bounddock's not going down.
Yep. I can one-shot him. But, like, when I'm charging up, I can't do anything. This is gonna be bad.
Nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting. I haven't murdered nearly as many people as you have. I am not a murderer. You're tired of fighting? Let me help you. I'm gonna take you out right here and now.
Oh yeah, would you guys be interested in me streaming, streaming and finishing up V or X? Because I have the PC version of X now. You can buy it on Steam in Singapore. And I played it for about maybe 5 hours, and my Steam account didn't get banned. So I'm curious if I can get away with streaming it. Because I never finished them on the PS4 just because, like, those games are very long and real life got in the way, and I just didn't care after a while. But streaming them might be fun because everyone can tell me how bad I am at the game and that I have to restart. Super Robot Wars games are like the SD Gundam games, but they're more story focused. And usually they combine multiple series. Ah, damn. I don't think... Well, technically Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden had X in it, but I don't think there's any, like, specifically X game that ever got created. Gundam X is kind of in a really bad spot. Because of when it came out, people were just fed up with Gundam.
Launch!
So a lot of work didn't get done on Gundam X, and it just kind of got canned halfway through.
Lila team launching.
So I'm not surprised that they don't really have any games.
I've gotcha. I've got.
Like, the original Gundam X, there were supposed to be 2 more Gundams in it. That just never happened because they had to cut the series down by 7 episodes. Well, technically 8. It's funny you say that, Jared, because it's happened twice in a row so far.
You've got some nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting. I haven't murdered nearly as many people as you have. I am not a murderer.
Yeah, so there's a semi-sequel to Gundam X, or a prologue to a sequel of Gundam X that we don't know if we're getting more of, that I've been looking for a copy of, and if anyone can find me scans, please. I have a standing bid in with, Zeonic scans to get the thing translated as soon as we can find scans of it. So if anyone knows where a copy is, let me know. So I will get it translated. I already have the money in the account and everything.
This is nothing.
Seriously though, I got him to translate something stupid for me. I don't even remember what it was. Not Under the Moonlight, though he is finishing that, from what he told me. So I got him to translate something stupid like chapter 26 of the Return of the Titans, right? Or Advance of the Titans, which was one of the mangas that got half translated and never finished because I needed it to prove a point, and they weren't trusting my translations. So I got him to translate it, right? And I gave him like something stupid like $40, which was for a single chapter, kind of not very much. And I felt really bad doing it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that'll cover a couple of chapters." It's like, really, dude? Really? Like, I charge more for like 10 pages. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's like a prequel, or it's Gundam X Epilogue or something like that. It's something really weird.
Damn you! You're my...
Yeah, if anyone can find it. I'm trying to get it translated, like I really am. I really want it, but it only came in the Blu-ray version of Gundam X, and only to certain people in Japan who pre-ordered it or something stupid like that. So it's really rare. Eh. Yeah, something like that.
No way! You!
Oh, I lost my head, so I lost my head Vulcans. I didn't even notice I had head Vulcans.
So this is what it means to be an old type.
I am absolutely sure Advance of the Titans will never be
Is the
animated.
enemy a new type?
Yeah, Under the Moonlight is a side story of Gundam X about some scavengers who uncover a new type from the war who was, like, cryogenically frozen or whatever, and
Lila team launching.
they uncover another Gundam X with the Moonlight cannon. That being said, it's been sitting without the final volume being translated, like, I don't know, 5 years or something now? And we've been waiting on him to translate it, and he's finally like, yeah, I'm moving away from UC for a little while to work on the other series. And it's like, cool. So I should have this done by next week. And that was like 2 months ago. Yeah, so they actually can't translate or animate Gundam Sentinel because they don't own the rights to Gundam Sentinel. Bandai doesn't. I believe it's like Hobby Comics or Dengeki Comics or somebody like that owns Gundam Sentinel because it was on their magazine and they had just licensed the stuff from it. That's why you'll notice in a lot of games like Gundam Sentinel is just not there. Because like they have to pay per copy to this licensing company for it to happen. So the speaking took me year and a half, maybe. I used it quite a bit though, and I took a class in college and then I, got a lot of real life experience. Reading it though took me maybe 5 years to be fluent in it. Yeah, it took me a lot longer to learn to read it than it did to learn to speak it. Yeah, I'm still practicing and learning Japanese, like, even today. Like, I'm a lot better at it, and I can read, like, lots of stuff, but... You're always constantly working on that kind of stuff. Oh my...
I have to admit that red mobile suit got the better of us. I wanted to do this with...
Okay, let's use the bound dock. I don't like it, but let's do it.
Launching.
And I guess we should move over to Zeon after this, because it's been, about a half hour longer than it should have, but I've almost survived his Lilith, damn it. And we did also, save cats.
The radish is burning.
The bound dock's not going down against that.
Because of people like you that all this fighting never ends. Go away!
You've got some nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting. I haven't murdered nearly as many people as you have.
Yep.
I am not a murderer!
Yeah, so
Tired of fighting?
I lived there for a year and a half to 2 years. I think it was like 22 months or something fully. And I didn't speak a lick of it at the time. Well, I did. I spoke a little bit that I just learned around, like, most of the generic stuff, though. I couldn't read it until I came back.
Don't get in my way.
Above me.
And I ironically learned it after I came back to play Garen's Greed.
Damn you! Take that!
This is nothing.
Damn you!
To finish.
You!
It's good.
You!
SAO? Like, Sword Art? They have games? Well, of course they have games, but... I didn't know they had, like, actual real-life games. I actually did like Sword Art when I had read the light novel, but it was before it had gotten as popular as it did. After the light novel came out, I was like, oh, so it's Dot Hack. And, like, I liked Dot Hack. Dot Hack was really good.
You're too easy. There.
No way!
You're too easy.
I don't know why I'm in mobile armor form, but
Be an old
they won't let me get out of mobile armor form.
Is the enemy a new type? Lila team launching.
Oh, I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. So if I double tap the D-pad, nothing happens
Lila team.
because the D-pad's garbage. So if I hold it down and then I double tap, it goes forward. But if I try to do that, like, it just does this. Yeah. If I was playing on a PS2 controller, yeah, I would use it all the time. When I go to boost and I transform when I boost, it's because I'm double hitting X. Yeah, I'm playing this on PCSX too. I have my PS2 right there, but with capture cards on the PS2, it only plays it in standard definition. Ah, God damn it. Yeah, it only does it in standard definition, and I'm playing it in 720 right now. It just looks better, in my opinion.
I haven't murdered nearly as many people as you have.
I am not a murderer.
Alright, fuck this.
Lila team launching. Lila team launching.
Are you playing it on a 360 controller or an Xbox One controller?
The radish is burning.
Yeah, because I'm just using a standard 360 controller, and my D-pad just doesn't work. Like, it works about half the time. I'm really getting tired of getting shot in the back by this game.
Because of people like you that all this fighting never ends. Go away.
You've got some nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting.
Yeah. Most of the Gundam, or most of the governments in Gundam are petty and corrupt.
I am not a murderer.
If you're tired of fighting, let me help you. I'm gonna take you out
Eh.
right here and now. This is nothing. You're
Take me out so easy. Not yet.
Be strong.
That's one down. There. Take that. Out of my way. Damn you. Next. Damn you. No way. Take that.
Don't get in my way.
There. Not yet. I gotcha. Not yet.
Well, the thing is it's not that the MS were really an issue. The Earth Federation actually did have better mobile suits by the time of Neo Zeon. They had Yagans already. The real issue is they had just come out of a year of fighting. And now they're going into yet another year of fighting, and they didn't want to do it. Like, literally, their entire planet had just been engulfed in a war for almost a year, and it was just getting worse. And so by going into yet another all-out war right after... Oh my god, can you guys quit leaving GMs with, like, no HP left? Like, if you're gonna fight them, kill them. Don't just look at them funny and then switch targets.
You. I gotcha. There. I won't lose.
This is nothing.
You. Damn you. That's one down.
Oh, that was... I thought that was a Mars sign, not the Rick Diaz, not a Rick Diaz. Oh, Yeah, GM3s were being rolled out by the time of the Dublin attack, or the Dublin colony drop. And they had Yagans by the time of when that fleet was moving on side 1. They had Yagans in there.
Damn you! You're my...
Were you hit?
Of course.
Is the enemy a new type?
Getting a ton of points even when I lose, though. Not bad.
Launch! All right, let's go!
It's the NKZD.
I found you, Camille. Jared! The bound dock's not going down in this snap.
Because of people like you that all this fighting never ends.
Go away! You've got some nerve saying that to me, little boy. You're the reason I keep fighting. I haven't murdered nearly as many people as you have.
I am not a murderer.
If you're tired of fighting, let me help you. I'm gonna take you out right here and now.
He's good.
Don't get in my way.
See you, man.
Not yet.
I gotcha!
Damn you.
The Federation was an oligarchy. They weren't communism. Or they weren't communist. Like, they couldn't make their own stuff. The only reason they were making their own stuff is they were paying scientists to develop it. As soon as that ended, the scientists who had developed Project V moved over to Anaheim and helped create Anaheim. It was the same. They used production companies for everything. That's just how their form of government worked. It wasn't that they didn't want to do it themselves.
Be strong. This is nothing. I won't die here.
Not yet.
Then again, they are like an oligarchy, so of course it was going to bite them in the ass, but I mean, that's also to kind of be expected with that form of government.
Damn you.
Oh, Anaheim had a monopoly by the time of Zeta, but at the time it was created, it didn't have a monopoly at all. Hey, Deathbringer. How's things? Yes, I wanted to target the Rick Diaz, not Camille, who was literally right next to me.
He's good.
You.
Above me!
You.
You're not getting away!
I'm an ally.
Ah.
You're not getting away! Go back! You're not getting away! I won't run!
If only that Marasai could, you know, not stand on the other side of the solar panels and shoot at me.
Be strong.
There! Next!
Thank you.
I gotcha! You're not getting away! You're not getting away! I won't let you!
Be strong.
Well, this suit was designed to escape Jupiter's gravity well. It also had a dinosaur mode. Well, a variant of it had a dinosaur mode. Because, you know, Nemesis Sword was badass, and of course it had of course they had dinosaurs on Jupiter. That totally happened. Kinda freaking late.
All right, let's go back.
Whew. And it's ironic, I get less points when I survive than when I lose. When I get defeated. Ugh. Woo! That's the end of Lilith's story, by the way. She doesn't have anything else. When it's white like this, that means that's the last of their story. But we're going to, well, we're not going to save and finish because I don't trust that. And, do you mean the MS Saga game or the, IBO game? Because Age mobile suits wouldn't work in the IBO game at all. And MS Saga, they just had very good damage penetration, and, you know, their reactors were kind of expensive to upgrade. But it is time, everyone, for Zeon. Yes, Zeon. So who do we want to do? Do we want to finish up Char on the good path? Do we want to, you know, do Garma on the good path? We already beat Rumble Raw. Do we want to have the Black Tristar survive? Or McCuve survive? We already finished up Rumble Raw. Like, his is done. Yes, he survived the 1-year war, and he escaped to Axis. So we got 1 for Garma. 2 for Garma. 1 for Char. 3 for Garma. 4 for Garma. 5 for Garma. So we got Garma and his pink suits.
Don't laugh, Shar. The men are watching.
Yeah, at some point I do plan on making a 00 game and a Seed game. Probably after I finish up with the IBO one. And maybe if I feel like doing an X game, but I really doubt I'll want to do an X game. Because while I like X, there's literally nothing to it, like, at all. And it would be almost as confusing as making the IBO game. Yes, we are assaulting people in the Grand Canyon because we know about their the development of the Gundam now. We defeated the Gundam at Luna 2, we managed to capture combat data, and Char is in laughingstock in this one. Oh, and you also notice that Gundam had a shield that said MS-08. Does that mean MS-08's in this game? Absolutely not. Hey, Amuro's here, and he's backed up by some ground Gundams. Oh, I wonder how that came to be. As is tradition, Char's leaving me to die, but that's fine.
How can you know the extent of this devastating force to the system? I'm going to teach you that a mobile suit has its limits, my friend, when it goes up against the world. Good luck, Shar. And may the glory of victory be yours. Slow. Prepare for your punishment. Be prepared for your punishment.
I just got hit by a Gao.
What are you doing?
So the Easy 8 was basically spare parts thrown together after Shiro got his ground Gundam damaged in a fight against the Absolus. It was literally just that's what they had, so they stuck everything on it, and it's like, oh, well, we don't have faceplates, so yeah. Here, we have this shit, make it work. And you know what? It became better. But it's also kind of garbage.
All right, Dharma unit returning to base.
Woo. Seattle? Oh, New York. Okay, so we have to do this one, but we actually have to kill the enemy. We're not doing it like I did last time and just destroyed the white base.
All hands launching. The Trojan horse will surely be destroyed.
Overconfidence will put you in danger.
Damn you and not having to pull out a melee weapon. Because there's no Garma units in the game, so he just gets all the Char's units.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's that simple.
That pilot's turning under pressure. Who are you? That's no mobiles.
All hands, level 1 battle stage. Good, now launch them.
Good luck, Shar.
Yep.
Taking evasive maneuvers.
Zeonic Front had a Garma unit?
He's good.
Yeah. This game has none of the side story stuff. Like, it's just Gundam and just Zeta. Well, and Double Zeta, but that's a bonus in the end. Yeah, we lost.
What are you doing?
Oh, okay, yeah, it was one of the simulator stuff. I literally never did the simulator stuff as a child, so I had no idea that, like, you could play UC suit or Federation suits or anything like that in the game.
What are you doing?
Like, I thought the simulator was just for tutorials and that kind of junk. Yeah. I did figure out how to kill the Gundam in Sonic Front, though. That was fun.
What are you doing?
Yeah, basically... Wow, we won that. What the hell? Yeah, you basically had to stand off as, like, far range you could with the Zaku Bazooka and keep beating it down while it tried to get close to you. Hey! So, because Rumble Rawl survived, we got the Join Rumble Rawl pursuit. Do we want to finish up the Garma stuff? The Garma Char stuff? Or do we want to do the Rumble Rawl stuff? So, do we want to get the good ending or the average ending?
Don't laugh, Shar. The men are watching.
Well, see, this is a...
Hands launching.
This is a version where instead of the white base being able to push off Char at Luna 2, we actually we damaged the white base during the time. So we have full combat data on the Gundam. So Garma sees that it actually exists and doesn't really get overconfident like he did in the show. And so they're using more of a military push to destroy the Federation mobile suit. Damn it! What the fuck was that, Slender? Or actually, that was, Akos, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, best Gundam in the One-Year War was the Gundam 7. It was comparable to the, full Burnin. Oh, wow, Sayla's here. Yeah, he took a shot for Hayato. Like, clearly. Oh, though when I do eventually make a UC-focused tabletop game, and, like, actually, you know, publish it and all that junk, well, write it out and put it on the internet, there's going to be a spy class where basically you use captured Zeon stuff. Or a guerrilla class, probably, is what I'm going to call it. And as the Federation, you use captured Zeon stuff. And as Zeon, you use captured Federation stuff. It's going to be fun. But it'll be the only class where you can create a Z1. Seriously, what are these, like, Zaku pilots doing? Yeah, I wish any of the side story characters were in the game, but none of like the side stuff is. Yeah.
All hands launching.
Yeah, I'm about tabletop games. Like, I'm one of those nerds who, you know, that's what I did when I was a kid in, you know, junior high. And, like, I had a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it, and everyone else didn't. Well, a lot of the people I played with regularly didn't really enjoy it, but it was a way to get through time. It was just like, the only one who did any tabletop stuff after we were about 15 was me and my DM. My old SDM. But I always wanted to play it with everyone. So now it's like, finding people who actually want to do it is a lot of fun. But I DM now, so I don't get the fun of being a player these days.
Amuro was able to do it, then I'll have to do it too. Darn it!
I do not play Gundam Battle Operations 2 anymore. I have a thing against the meta. Yep, basically. you know, use somebody to stun you and then somebody to melee you in the back. Like, I don't see how that's fun for anyone. Yep, this is like peak performance meta. So, what you do is you fire a bazooka at close range into them to knock them on the floor, then you pull out your axe and you wait till they stand up. I love how Rumbo Raw is piloting the Gao. And Garma is on the ground.
Son of the zombie family, and I will go down in flames. Take that. All right, Garma unit returning to base.
I think after Jaburo, or right before Jaburo, we'll get the Chargel or the Charzigok. But we'll be running the Zaku 2 for a while.
All hands launching.
I think like
All hands launching.
the mission after we get the Zigok, we'll get the Gelgook.
Don't pursue too far.
I wish you got a Gion. I actually like the Gion, except for when I have to, you know, take out a G fighter with it. Thanks. Hey, that's a big tray. Oh, so we only have to kill the big tray. Useful. That's no ground Gundam. No ground Gundam. So with the big tray, you can knock off any of the guns. You just actually have to melee them, but I'm not doing that. Yeah, so the initial part of this is to defeat Amuro during the Battle of Luna 2. And then again, I had to defeat Amuro at the White Base escape. So we've technically beat Amuro twice.
Returning to base.
And because they were shooting at the big tray instead of me, I got really good evasion. Except for I got hit a shitload. So yeah, I'll probably get a Zigok from this one. But it'll be a bit too little too late.
All hands launching. All hands launching.
Hell, I'd be happy for a Gauf at this point. Could use one. Damn gun tanks. Providing military support fire. What do you think this is, a real military? Holy shit. Are we getting flanked by a gun tank already? Yeah, you didn't just hit me, like, while I was standing on the other side of the mountain. You hit me while I was underwater. Oh, he actually heat rotted him there. There is one, kind of. It's not very far in, a Gundam mod for Hearts of Iron. It's not very far into development just yet, and it's by someone who doesn't really speak English, but I know, a couple of my friends were talking about it a while back. I've never played it myself, though. I'm personally still playing Kaiserreich, so... That's fun. That one's, a alt history mod of World War I being won by the Germans instead of the Allies. So, like, most of Western Europe's getting taken over by communism, and, like, Germany ended a bunch of conflicts in China, and Africa's under German control and a bunch of weird stuff. So if I remember correctly, the Japanese are actually kind of... They're not doing as good as they did in real life, but they're doing alright. But you can very easily turn the tides as the Chinese and take all of their territory except for the home islands, and they will just flat out surrender to you if you want to do that. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it'll be in the next one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's very soon. Wait, there's a male Peru clone? Yeah. Well, you guys all know what... you all know Glemmy's fetishes. I was more making a joke about mannish, him being into mannish girls. If he cloned Rue, it would take like 10 years.
Alright, Garma unit returning to base.
Oh, okay, so we have to do the interior before we get the Zegok. Great.
All hands launching.
I was really hoping we'd have the Zegok by now.
Garma unit launch. Trojan horse must surely be destroyed.
Sayla 006 launching. I'm not getting hit.
I'm not getting hit. Look over, she's on the ground. No, big nose. I think I'm on the route to unlocking ZZ. It's gonna be a little while though, because like I'm pretty sure I have to have Char stay with Zeon and win the Zeta, the Grips conflict. Which I think I have to do the perfect ending with Garma to get there, and then I have to do it with Char. And then I'll unlock the Zeta era Zeon, and then once we have Zeta era Zeon, once we beat enough of those people, we unlock the Lala joining the Titans route. Though, sadly, Judah and the Peru story is only like 2 missions each.
I am a son of the Zabi family, and I will bring down the
Ugh. It was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. Wow. God damn it. So I fired a missile. Rumble Rawl jumps in front of it. I kill him. I lose. Alright. God damn. Mm-hmm.
Garma unit launch.
Yep, did it on purpose. He deserved it. He was one of them dirty Zeon Daikon factions. Just like his father. Yeah.
Sailor 006 launching. He's strong, but not this time. Good. Phew! Huh?
Yeah, I'm not surprised I would unlock more suits if I did, you know, the Char route. They probably expect you already to have it done. But it makes more fun doing it with the Zaku. And the fact that I have 1 bullet in my gun and I have to, you know, empty my magazine before I can reload. So I have to do something stupid like this. And then wait for it to reload. I think this Akai pilot might be a spy. Mm-hmm. Well, you said this is a super special machine gun. It doesn't worry about bullets. It takes bullets from part of itself and then, or it takes the metal from the gun and makes it into bullets. but you have to worry for it to cool down. Don't worry, next game we'll develop a coolant system, but then it'll just basically be a magazine, so it actually feels kind of like a step down, but they'll perfect it in the third game so it won't feel as bad. It'll just feel like it exists. And then we'll make jokes about it in the third game.
Got you. Take that.
All right, Karma unit returning to base.
God, I get so many points for using the Zaku.
All hands launching.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the greatest team ever.
All hands launching.
I don't know if I should play AEUG versus Titans.
It seems
It's basically the same thing as this without a story mode. It's just the routes.
No way I'm gonna be the last.
I have a copy of it, I think. I'd have to go check. Well, next time I'm back home, I'll go check, but... I mean, I'll look into it. I don't mind. Why do you get a Gelgoog and I don't, Ramba? I'm like the new Grand Leader's brother. So, this is a combination of Federation versus Zeon and AEUG versus Titans. Yeah, it just combines the two games and then adds UC mode, which is what I like it. Yeah, I wish the Gigan was in this. That'd be so much fun. Just rolling around, machine gunning people in the butt. I'd play it. I mean, I can play the one with Shin in it. I have a copy. Hell, I'm pretty sure it's in my laptop case. So you remember how the sleeves had to convert like all of these like literally trash suits over into modern ones so they'd have a chance? And then Char just left an Jar Jar in a hangar in the middle of Hamon's personal hangar on Axis when they were going to nuke it because it had cooties or something. Oh, and they also left 2 mobile armors in the basement. Those didn't have cooties. Those were just like, you know, there. And for some reason, no one went and grabbed them. Wasn't the Zaku... Did they find the Zaku 3 there? I thought they brought that with them. Big Zom landed on me. Remember that time the Rumble Raw and the Gelgoog got defeated by a ball? I do. That was a good episode. Oh yeah, no, so Axis, if it was really a 300-ton asteroid like they said it was, would have knocked a piece of Earth off where we would actually have a secondary moon. Though it wouldn't exactly be very big. But since they were aiming it at, like, what, Africa, I think? Probably it would boil the ocean and completely destroy the planet. If it didn't freeze it.
All right, Dharma unit returning to base.
Hey! Wow, there's a joint Dozel route, too. But hey, we finally got Char's Gelgoog. Oh! That's cool. So this is my favorite stage with Dozel. It's the Grand Canyon. But you have Big Zom.
Dharma unit launch.
Oh, the Earth would have survived the impact. Everything on top of the world would have died. And most of the things underneath it. Unless they're about 12 meters underground, then they would be perfectly fine.
I want to be laughed at for my promotion because of my father's influence.
I don't get it. How can a single mobile suit? How could it defeat the Big Zom?
Well, you see, you get the Hyper Hammer, and you just kind of sit there and beat the shit out of your legs. It works. And then Big Zom beams on top. Guess who just killed McCube? Yeah, you guys remember that episode where McCube tried jumping in front of Amuro and then died when he got slapped? Also, that time where Big Zom stepped on Garma's Gelgoog and it did more damage than Amuro did. And then the targeting system wouldn't let me target the goddamn gun cannon right next to me because it was slightly out of range, and then he gets hit by Big Zom. And I take more damage from my allies than I do my enemies. Cool.
All right, Dharma unit returning to base.
When Big Zom is mass produced, we will damage our enemies way better than the enemy ever could. Alright, so should we do Rumba Ral or should we do Dozel first? Alright, let's do Rawl and then we'll do Dozel. Oh. Or we can do Dozel first, then Rumba Rawl. But I'm upgrading the Gelgoog because I'm going to use the Gelgoog a lot. I mean, do we need to upgrade the Big Zom? It basically carries itself.
victory will be ours. See? Once the big Zom is mass-produced, we'll put an end to the Federation in no time.
How can I convey the extent of this devastating loss to my sister?
Is that all you got? No way I'm gonna be the last one.
Oh yeah, right, that Zaku I really don't like. He's back. I forgot about him. Do I get something for upgrading the Gion to 4 stars? Because I'll do it if I get some sort of benefit from it. Hey! Hey, name drop. They name drop that, podcast. If you guys are into, you know, tabletop games and Gundam, look up Petty Scum. It's a lot of fun. If you're on the Discord and you ask me about it later, I'll link it. Oh wow, 8-hit combo? I might try it. I don't mind. That's how you're supposed to use that attack. Wow. Amuro didn't even show up in this one. I guess he was dead. And at some point we probably killed Zeta too. Do you have enough courage to seize this future? Hey, we got the Axis Lala route. And Haban returns early with reinforcements scenario unlocked. Ship-to-ship combat? There is one on the Bandai Pippin, which is a Mac.
Garma unit launch.
Oh, where you control the ship itself? No. But there's Fleet Tactics on the Bandai Pippin,
All hands launch.
where it's like one of those old naval games where you deploy troops and tell them around, but your main flagship is like your character. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it.
I'm under control.
The only problem is it only works on a Apple II, so I have an Apple II emulator running. But it lags like a son of a bitch and I can't record it because Hyper-V doesn't allow for recording because it doesn't use DirectX. But Bandai tried releasing their own home console, which turned out to be just slightly modified Mac 2. So weirdly enough, you can play the games on basically any Mac 2 with a little bit of adjustment.
I am a son of the Zabi family, and I will go down in glory. Take that.
I was trying to jump on that strut.
Play with me, boy.
Ah. Yeah, that Doros in the background is awesome.
Try me.
Oh, I can actually jump on top of Slager and ride him if I wanted to. Yeah, Homeworld 2 has Gundam mod. Sadly, they didn't carry over capture ships in the Gundam mod, or I would love it even more. Just like flying around stealing enemy Gundam or enemy mobile suits would be awesome. Mostly I just want to steal a Gundam as Zeon, but...
Got you.
You know, if I really wanted to, I could have actually killed him right there. But I was like, nah, let him survive. Let the fanfiction live. So what you need to do is you need to look up one of those fanfiction generators. And then just put my name and Slager's name in there. And then, you know, post it like, hey, look what I wrote. I know there's a Stellaris mod for a while, but it hadn't been updated in a while, so I stopped using it. But I had like a colony full of Brights at one point. Because the Federation was a work in progress, and I found the Federation in space for some reason. It was great. I also gave plant people mobile suits. But there, Slager's alive.
All right, Karma unit returning to base.
Oh, XCOM 2 has a Gundam mod. That's cool. Does it turn a spark into a Gundam? So you need to name it a brighter slap, but then have periods in between slap, saying it's an acronym and make something up. Rumble, Rawl, Wars, End, Zeon defeated. So Rawl is the reason the war we were defeated at war. That's cool. It turns the Spark 2 into the Spark into a Zaku 2. I'm all about that. But that being said, do we want to do like McCuve real quick, or one of the Black Tri-Stars before I have to go? It's like almost 4 in the morning now. Or do we just want to do like another Garma mission or a Char mission or something? Or even like... Oh, we could do... Wow, we can get the Cubile. We could do Green O with the Cubile. Oh, we have to seal Mark II. That's no fun. Oh, sweet. Okay.
Launching.
We get to use the fun one.
Char in this place. Come if you dare. Go. Go down.
Oh, I did catch... No, I didn't catch him. I thought I had.
If you only use brute force, I'll beat you. Go down. Go.
Dude, look up the Lunar Tank. It's the best mobile armor ever.
Go down. on schedule.
Hey, we got the Zeon. Wow, that was expensive. I shouldn't have done that.
Launching.
I should not have done that. That was really expensive.
I am going to put
like 2 million.
in this place.
Shah, hold back!
Please do.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Expect your enemy to fight fair and square.
What are you doing?
Please do.
What are you doing?
Underestimate me.
I do not underestimate you. I know exactly what you're capable of, Mikube. You have a bad sense in pottery.
Right on schedule.
My score sucked. Alright. Mikube survives.
Launching.
And we spent the entire budget of Zeon on upgrading this Zeon.
I am going to put Shah in his place.
Yes, put Char in his
I've got
place.
him. I can see the enemy.
Sadly, Big Zom isn't here. So, according to Origin, though, this is canon. Mikube actually survives Texas Colony. He does, however, die in the escape from Aboku, but he's covering Dozel's wife and Minerva to escape. Oh, so I'm streaming this in 4:3, right? That gives big black bars on the left and right. So what I did is I just moved the video to the left side, and then I have the pop-out chat from YouTube just mirrored over to the right side. Ah, you got away, you asshole. I was one hit. Oh yeah, R2. Oh.
Expect your enemy to fight fast.
Yeah, my R1 button is my hide bombs. But yeah, R2 is the stab only if they're on an equal level to you. Any other time it's just a normal melee. Yeah. I do like how quickly this thing reloads, though. It's kind of nice. Poor Zaku, too. Getting poked up with his GM.
Estimate me. You're dead.
Backslash that ball.
You're dead. Right on schedule.
Mikube survived the fierce conflict, but Zeon had been defeated and the one-year war is over. Zeon's name vanishes from history, except for totally doesn't. This is the end of Mikube's battle. He became a junk dealer inside 3, selling Ming vases worth millions of dollars. But sadly, nobody wanted to buy them. In fact, everyone laughed at him and he slowly went out of business. Yeah, that's the end of Mikube's story. Seriously, there's nothing left. R.I.P. Anyway, though, folks, that'll be that for me tonight. I need to get some sleep. I have to be at work in 4 hours. So I will see you all next time. This time next Sunday. Maybe more frequently. I haven't really decided. I might have some time after work, but very few people cannot. Anyway, though, I'll see you all later. Good night, guys. And yes, I did spend a bunch of money on that Gion. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I will grind some more points out later with Zaku's. Anyway, though, folks, night. Oh, before you disconnect, though, I will get a link to the Discord if anyone is interested. Invite people. Copy the link. Post the link. Alright. Anyway, though, folks, bye. It's mostly me and my tabletop stuff, but, you know, other things too.